Hello my loves, it's Liz Ann here from High Vibes Life. Since I did my video on how to live with a narcissist peacefully, and I've had so many varying comments on that video. And so I wanted to talk today a little bit about what you can expect from your narcissist when you choose to stay with them. Stay tuned. That have contacted me via a free consultation have wanted to know what you can expect from your narcissistic partner if you become more solid in your self-love and who you are as a person and more confident, what you can expect out of the relationship. Will the relationship improve? So what can you expect from your narcissistic partner? And the real honest answer is nothing. If you are staying in your relationship because you believe that if you do things differently or learn better tools that your relationship is going to improve, or especially your narcissist is going to change and become more what you really desire out of the relationship, you're staying for the wrong reasons. So when a narcissist feels good or is in a good mood and what you desire, they desire as well, then they can be obliging and pleasant and even enjoyable company at times. But when they don't feel good or they're in a bad mood, you once again become the object of their projection. This is the dance between the narcissist and the empath. The narcissist has taken their anger and frustration and unhealed wounds and have learned to project it out on to somebody else, which usually is the empath, because the empath has taken their wounds and their unhealed wounds and they have internalized it. So they absorb it and take it on. So where a narcissist is going to be angry at other people, an empath oftentimes is going to feel frustrated and angry with themselves or blame themselves and feel terrible about things. And so they're a perfect match for one another, and they get into this dance with one another that is working somewhat for them, but neither one of them is emotionally healthy. If you have these expectations that your relationship can be more romantic, that they might become more thoughtful or obliging and more empathetic with you, caring more about you, those expectations are going to be gravely disappointed. The confusion comes because the narcissist, again, has those times when they feel good, and during those times they may show and demonstrate some of the things that you are longing for. So they may be very attentive to you. They may be more obliging. So you want to do something and they're in a good mood and it's like, yeah, or they may be do little caring things for you. One of the things is they're looking again for an emotional reaction from you at all times. They do know how to please you. They figure these things out. They've learned to read you. So when they're in a good mood and they're looking for a reaction from you that is more positive, then they may even do things for you that are centered upon your needs, wants, and desires. But it still comes from that egocentric place in the narcissist. It comes from a place that they are meeting their own needs ultimately through you. But what happens is, once the narcissist gets in one of their moods again, something is just irritating them, they don't feel well, or something triggered them, then you again become their object of projection. And so now all those sweet things that they did, maybe even some of those things that you talked to them about during that time when they were being so sweet, is now going to be turned around and used against you. You're going to find that you can't do anything right, that they act irritated with everything you say, that anything you ask for, where before it was no big deal, now it's going to be like irritating that you're even asking them for anything. They're just going to be completely rude, because what they're doing is they are projecting their frustration out on you mentally up here. Their dialogue is about their frustration and why you are the center of all that frustration, the cause of it. In their mind, they have projected it out on you. And because you are an empath and taking that, you're taking this message from them, you're absorbing that, you are engaging in this dance with them. They're able to project instead of taking responsibility for how they feel and trying to figure out where they're wounded, where they're triggered, and what they can do. They just blame you for it. And you, as an empath, start to question yourself. What did I do wrong? Maybe I shouldn't have, maybe I'm being selfish. Maybe I shouldn't have asked that. Or here I went again and trusted them and I shouldn't have done that. And were they so kind yesterday? And it's just, this is the confusion that the narcissist creates. They are not consistent. It's the old adage, he loves me not, or she loves me not. You pick the thing off the flower. She loves me not. That's how it feels ultimately. He loves me, he's in a good mood, he's doting on me, he's looking at me with those adoring eyes. He doesn't love me, he's in a bad mood, he's insulting me, he's irritated with everything I do. These are the messages that you're taking. And when you take that message on, when they're in a good mood and you take the message on that, oh, he loves me, and then you take the message on when they're in the bad mood, oh, he doesn't love me, he's angry with me, and you're telling yourself these messages and you're allowing them to be the message that you absorb about who you are as a person, you are engaged with the narcissistic dance. Neither one of you are sovereign in this dance. Neither one of you are taking responsibility for your own lives. The narcissist is projecting his misery onto you, and you are absorbing that, and you are telling yourself that the reason why you're miserable is because of the projecting that the narcissist is doing. So neither one of those stances is sovereignty. You both are victimized in this relationship rather than empowered. The only way that you can turn this around is to quit expecting anything from the narcissist and instead begin to accept who they are, how they operate, and you have to make a very sovereign decision from there that you're either going to leave that situation, and again, I emphasize, if they are abusive in their narcissism, physically abusive, emotionally abusive, if they are cheating on you and lying to you, if they're doing drugs, then you need to leave. That's just self-love. You don't have any self-love and self-respect if you just stay in that relationship. And again, I know that that's a lot of times easier said than done, but that's what needs to happen. But you still need to make a very sovereign decision, if they're not that abusive in those ways, of whether or not you can live with this type of relationship. You have to accept that they are what they are. They're not going to change, and you either have to learn new tools to deal with it and decide to stay and learn to build your own self-love up and learn tools of how to deal with it in a more healthier way so that you can exit this dance, or you need to move on. You need to decide, no, I don't want to deal with this. I want a different type of relationship. But even if you decide that you want to leave and get a different type of relationship, it's going to be imperative that you learn tools, that you learn self-love, that you learn boundaries, that you learn what you need to learn to be able to navigate being an empath in a healthier, empowered way. We should never stay in a relationship or continue a relationship with the hopes that someday the opposite person is going to change, whether they are narcissistic or not. It is not up to us to change other people. The only person that we truly have complete sovereignty over is ourselves and our own healing and our own life path. And the very foundation of that has to be a genuine self-love, a genuine self-respect, a genuine self-acceptance of exactly who you are and where you are in life. These things are so important that you can find all the other tools out there possible to learn how to maneuver a different conversations with them, and to have the upper hand in the situations with them when they're trying to be manipulative. You can learn all these type of things, but if you don't have a genuine self-love, a solid foundation of that, you are going to find yourself over and again, you're having a lack of peace and a lack of being able to truly be happy and satisfied in life, no matter where your life path takes you. Self-love is just such a important foundation to lay. I cannot even emphasize it enough. And what does that mean? It means that you need to be committed to yourself. It means that you need to have respect for yourself. You need to know what your boundaries are, what your values are, and you need to prioritize those in your life. You need to have a good self-view. You need to learn how to kick the inner critic out and to be able to replace it with life-affirming mantras and dialogue inside you that is uplifting. You need to be able to have healthy relationships and feel that you contribute and you're just important in any relationship and in any given situation as anybody else there in the situation. So self-love is so foundational in life, and that is why I created my Genuine Self-Love program. It is an 8-week coaching course where you learn to understand better who you are, where you got some of the beliefs that you got, and you learn to shift out of disempowering thought patterns. And you learn this in a very systematic way. It's a very systematic approach where every single day you work on this. You do some journaling, you do some mantras, you do little tiny steps to take care of yourself, to respect yourself, to build your boundaries, and to shift your mindset from a place of an inner dialogue that's constantly questioning your worth, your value, and to a place where you can just be at peace with who you are and at peace in your own skin and accepting and genuinely appreciate and love who you are as a human being. If you want to learn more about my 8-week Genuine Self-Love coaching course, then please visit my website at highvibeslife.com. I will leave a link in the description. I hope that this has been enlightening for you. Thank you for listening to the end. Have a good day.